Hey guys, I'm Amelia from Denver, and this is my crazy story. Please like and subscribe first. I was 6 years old when I moved to my aunt's house with my sister Olivia, who was 4 years older than me. Olivia and I, well, we had sort of a bittersweet relationship, more bitter than sweet. We just didn't get along. Olivia drew an imaginary line between us because she needed her space, but had no respect for mine. Like once when I was dreaming of Maroon 5, she woke me up to yell at me.
You're blaming blankets on my side of the bed? Move over!
Are you kidding me? And then there were times when she treated me like her servant.
Amelia, go get my charger. Bring me a glass of water.
Are you blind? Don't you have legs? Move your butt and get it yourself. Every time I'd answer her back, she'd look at me like I slapped her in the face, and then give me notes on how she was the best sister in the world.
I bought you a new bag from the dollar shop on 2012. I saved you from the bullies when you were in the 4th grade. When you were hungry as a bear on March 13th, 2014, I cooked noodles for you.
What in the world? Oh God, wait. You forgot you said good morning yesterday. So what now? Would I have to do laundry for you for a year? Man, you're weird. She was crazy, but she was also kind to me on rare occasions, like when she gave me her Netflix password. Even though I begged and pleaded for it for 4 years, she also gave me her phone when I asked her. Oh, she wasn't that generous. She did it because her boyfriend Cooper got her a new one. Even though we fought a lot, she was still always around. But after high school, Olivia started spending less and less time with me. She was busy partying with her friends. She would come home late almost every night. One time, it was very late, and Olivia hadn't returned home. My aunt and I were worried sick. Olivia, where were you? Why didn't you answer your phone?
Don't try to be my mother. Just mind your own business.
Ugh, I waited for you all night. Look, the sun is almost up. This isn't right.
So I should stop living my life just because you think partying all night isn't right? Gosh, you suffocate me. I am leaving.
She then began packing her stuff. She said she was going to stay with Cooper and that she needed to live her life the way she wanted to. Well, fine, if that's what she wanted to do with her life, so be it. Once Olivia was gone, I did miss her, but I channeled all my energy into studying. It paid off, because I graduated from high school with awesome grades. Now, I needed a job to pay for my college fees. I found a job in sales, and after months, I was finally able to move out of my aunt's place. One day when I returned home from work, I found a basket at my door with a baby, and right then, my phone rang.
Oh, you got it, Mandy, thank God.
Olivia, where are you? Wait, is this your baby?
Yeah. Amelia, look, I have to go to Europe with my new boyfriend. I'm so sorry, but you're gonna have to babysit her for just like 1 week. All the stuff you need is in the baby bag. And there's a diary too.
Wait, are you crazy? You haven't shown up in 2 years. How do you think I'm gonna... She hung up before I could finish. I reached into the bag, and just as I found the baby's dad's number, Mandy puked all over the diary. No! I thought of taking her to my aunt, but then I remembered she was away visiting her friends. Oh God, I can't do this. I was having a full-blown panic attack, and that's when I decided to go to the cops. Sir, my friend's sister left her baby at my friend's place and then ran away. What should my friend do with the baby?
It's not legal to keep a baby like this. She'll have to be sent to social services and they'll decide.
Social services? No! I couldn't send my niece there. And then I banged my head hard on the wall. As I stared at Mandy in horror, she began to cry and just got louder each second. Nothing was working. This was frustrating. My patience was running out. After multiple failed attempts, I finally found a solution. I did a silly dance for her that caught her attention. Finally, silence. But what happened next made me explode. Now who's gonna clean this up? Of course, me! I cried really loudly and cursed Olivia for doing this to me. Your mother is I don't know why I'm being punished. Well, the next thing that made me worried was work. I had no other option but to take her along with me. I made a stop at the grocery store near my work to buy baby food. As I reached the cashier, I struggled to juggle the bag and baby in my hands. Please, do you mind holding her for a while?
Me? Okay.
To make matters worse, I had to cut half of my purchases due to my credit limit, but as if luck was on my side.
Congratulations, ma'am. It's your lucky day. You're our 1,000th customer and you get a voucher worth $2,000.
What? What did you just say? Yes! Finally, something good happened to me. I took the bags and ran out of the shop, but then the stranger stopped me.
Hey, excuse me. Stop, please. Your baby.
Oh my God, I am so sorry. I forgot about her. I'm a bad aunt, ain't I?
Ooh, thank God you said aunt. I was wondering if I can.
Before he could finish, Mandy started crying, and I had to rush. Bummer. When I reached the office, I was surprised to see the stranger from the store there. It turned out he was our boss's son.
You work here? Oh, wow. I'm surprised that we have such pretty employees and the youngest ones.
I'm sorry to have brought her here, but I'm still looking for some place to drop her off. Adrian was amazing. The guy was always nice to me, and as we started working together, he always praised my work in front of everyone, which made me feel over the moon. I was falling hard for him, but I kept my feelings about him under wraps. He, on the other hand, was pretty clear about how he felt for me.
I must say, you look lovely today, Amelia. You are loaded with work. Let's take a coffee break. Amelia!
One day, we were preparing for a meeting when Adrian took my hand and told me how much he liked me. I can't say no to my boss. I like you too. Everything was turning out great for me. Olivia had told me she'd be back in a week, but it had been more than 3 weeks, and she was still a no-show. But luckily, Mandy and I were getting along just fine. It wasn't like she stopped spitting her food in my face, didn't cry, or stopped rolling on the floor. I just learned how to handle her better now. I even got her into a daycare when I was at work. Like all good things that don't last forever, this happy period of my life was also temporary. Mandy got sick, and I didn't know what to do. I called Adrian and asked if he could drop us off at the clinic. He drove up in his Mercedes-Benz and took us there. Thank God it wasn't anything serious. On our way back, I invited Adrian over for coffee at my place, but what he said next surprised me.
You live here? It's so tiny and untidy too.
As he walked around, he stepped on a toy and screamed, "Ouch!" He looked pissed and threw the toy against the wall. I was shocked at how he acted. I'm sorry the house is messy.
It's not your fault. I was thinking you could always give her up for adoption. She was your sister's mistake, not yours. Or have her come back and take care of her own kid.
He wasn't wrong, but I wasn't sure about his idea. Mandy was my niece after all, and I loved her. The next few days, Adrian kept bringing up the idea of sending Mandy to social services. Even though I tried to contact Olivia many times, her number was off. Just a week later, I was having an amazing sleep when someone jolted me awake. It was Adrian. What happened? Is Mandy all right?
Yeah, she must be. But, Amelia, you fell asleep during our presentation. What is going on with you? You need to pull yourself together and give the baby to someone. Her dad?
He was right. When my aunt came back from the trip, I went to her house and asked her if she knew about Cooper. She gave me his number, and when I contacted him, he was shocked to learn that he even had a baby.
Oh my God, she looks just like me, my carbon copy. I can't believe Olivia hid this from me.
He then told us how Olivia had left him for another guy, never telling him that she was pregnant. I felt really bad for him. I couldn't believe my sister would stoop so low. When Cooper took Mandy away, I realized how much I missed her. Those tiny hands and feet, that toothless smile. Gosh, I wanted to hug her just once more. I busied myself with work, and it went well with Adrian. He gave me expensive gifts and would take me out for dinner every day. One time while I was out with him, I mentioned how much I missed Mandy, and he just snapped.
Mandy. It's always Mandy for you all the time. I'm sorry. Look what I got you.
I need to go, please. As soon as I was out of the restaurant, I went to Cooper's place, and what I saw there had me laughing. Cooper had a pacifier around his neck, Mandy in his arm, milk powder in his hair, and a rattle in his other. I'm sorry, but I can't stop laughing.
It's okay. At least I made you laugh.
Let me try.
Oh, you made her sleep even faster.
As he cleaned up the mess, I helped him, and we felt exhausted and hungry by the end. We ordered online, and honest to God, the food was 100 times better than the fancy restaurant Adrian loved taking me to. Right then, my phone rang. Think of the devil! It was Adrian apologizing for snapping at me. He wanted to meet me again, but hearing Cooper's voice in the background, his mood changed.
You don't have time for me, and there you are with some other guy. Who is he?
I just couldn't handle his drama, so I hung up. Since I really liked spending time at Cooper's house, I went to visit Mandy and him almost every day. However, that it didn't sit too well with Adrian, 'cause I had to face him at work too. One time, he invited me on a date to a fancy gala, and I reluctantly accepted. I wanted to finish things with him, and that could be my chance. But once I reached the place, his face twisted the moment he saw me.
Oh God, why didn't you wear the dress I gave you? Come on, let's go. You need something proper for this gala. I can't be seen with someone who dresses like this.
What the heck? Fine. You won't be seen with me from now on. Wanna know why? 'Cause you are one snobby, arrogant, and annoying jerk.
Oh yeah? Great. You're making me the bad guy here who's cheating on me with Cooper. Admit that you like him.
His words hit me. I think I really had feelings for Cooper, and I was kinda cheating. Ha! You are crazy! We're done, Adrian. Goodbye. Saying that, I left, and on my way home, Cooper called, and I told him everything that Adrian had done. Since I didn't have a ride home, Cooper insisted on picking me up. He parked on the other side of the road, and when I turned toward him, my heel got stuck in the wet grass, and it broke. Seeing me struggle, Cooper rushed to me.
Oh, are you okay? Are you hurt? Oh God, you're soaking wet. Here, wear this.
Ha! Thanks! It's just this stupid, The next thing I know is that Cooper had me in his arms and carried me to his car. He delicately seated me. Oh my gosh! My heart was beating really fast, and I was sure he could hear it. I had never felt this calm and protected. Once we were at Cooper's place, I changed into dry clothes that belonged to him and snuggled next to Mandy. Can I crash here for the night, Cooper? I am too tired to go home now.
What? Yeah, I mean, you don't need to ask. It would be great if you could stay with us.
Really?
Yes, in fact, I'd love to have you forever.
Oh, wow! He really liked me. I did a happy dance inside my head, but I just nodded my head. A few days later, I resigned from my job and even changed my number, 'cause Adrienne was constantly calling me. In a few months, I moved in with Cooper and was living my best life. I loved Mandy so much, and being able to be with her brought me so much joy. Everything was going smoothly until one day Olivia returned, and seeing Cooper and me together, she looked shocked.
Olivia, what brought you here? Finally got time to worry about your daughter?
I was looking for Mandy, but I didn't find her at your place. And here you are.
Olivia,
Oh, cut it out, Amelia. How are you feeling after betraying your sister?
How could you say that to me? You left your kid, you cheated on your boyfriend, and ran off with your new fling and never told him about his child. I am not the one betraying anyone here. It's you.
Unbelievable.
With those words, Olivia left. And even though I wanted to say so much more to her, Cooper stopped me, saying it wasn't worth arguing with her. Time passed, and I didn't hear from Olivia again. Soon, Cooper and I got married, and we were living the perfect life. But deep down, I missed my sister. On Mandy's 5th birthday, I was at the store getting her a gift when I spotted an LOL doll. When I almost had it, someone else picked it up too. Hey, I needed that.
Oh, Amelia? It's you? Oh my God, it's been years. How are you? And is this for for Mandy?
Yeah, she loves it. Olivia then handed me the toy, and then Mandy called me from behind. Mama!
Oh my God, she's grown up really fast. Can I hug her?
Of course, you don't need to ask. You are her mother after all. Olivia then hugged Mandy and kissed her with all her strength.
Mama, is this Mommy?
Yes, honey, she is.
Oh God, she knows me.
Of course. I have always shown her your pictures.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Amelia. You're the best sister in the whole world.
The end.
Hi, I'm Aria from Atlanta. And before I tell you a story you'll never forget, please like and subscribe. I lived in a mansion with my single mom, who ran a successful makeup chain. Mom was really particular and a total neat freak, but I was her total opposite, an absolute mess.
Aria, fix your hair. You look like a troll, and wipe that mud off your face.
Since Mom started a career as a supermodel, she wanted me to follow in her footsteps. So when I turned 11, she got me into a huge fashion show. But I took one step on the runway and fell on my butt. Sorry, Mom tried her best to tame me, but I showed no sign of improvement. It was just the way I was. The only person who accepted that was my bestie, Annie. Her mom worked for us, and sometimes Annie would tag along to help her mom out. Not only was Annie super funny and a great cook, she was a low-key genius and would help me study all the time. Why am I not getting this? Am I stupid?
No, you're not. You're just looking at it the wrong way.
She was the reason I didn't fail my middle school, and everyone adored her, especially Mom. She often said that Annie was beautiful and reminded her of herself when she was younger. Mom liked Annie so much that she even invited her to join us on a trip to France. We were having so much fun till this woman walked up to us and said to Mom,
"Oh, wow. Your daughter is so beautiful. Like a fresh daisy."
"Excuse me, I'm her daughter."
Really? Well, I'm sure you have an amazing personality."
I wanted to kick that woman's French butt. It's not that I didn't like her complimenting Annie, but it made me jealous that Mom didn't even correct. And after that day, I just didn't like it when Mom paid Annie any attention. One afternoon, I came home from tennis practice and found Annie and Mom raiding my closet. What's going on?
I'm giving Annie some of your old clothes. Doesn't she look fabulous?
The way they were laughing and prancing around without me, it made my blood boil. I snatched a skirt out of Annie's hand, then started shouting at Mom. "That's my stuff. You can't just give it away."
I'm so sorry, I'll leave. You can be so selfish. Annie and her mother are dirt poor. She could use these clothes. You were never going to wear them again anyway.
I don't care. Next time, ask me before you give my things away like that. I ran to my room and shut the door. But after a while, I realized that Mom was right. I was being selfish, so I packed a few boxes full of clothes that I knew Annie would like and went to her house. I'm really sorry about the way I acted. Here, you can have them all and more. Will you forgive me?
Of course I forgive you. You're my best friend, silly.
Over the years, Annie and I grew closer, and I even convinced Mom to pay Annie's tuition so we could go to the same school. On her first day, I introduced Annie to my friends, but they just laughed in her face.
Oh my God, who did her hair? A blind woman?
Ooh, look at that skirt. It stinks. At least it's better than your stinky mouth. Now, if you don't mind, we have a class to get to.
You didn't have to do that. They're your friends.
Yeah, but you're my best friend. There's a difference, and it's called having each other's back, even though Annie had a trashy first day. Over time, her sunny personality won over all my friends. Not to mention, she was great at everything. Annie tried for the cheer squad, and they made her captain. She baked cookies for the whole class one time, and the kids couldn't stop praising her. She was voted most beautiful, most likely to succeed, and had the highest grades in school. Annie even ran for class president and won by a landslide.
I've never met a girl like Annie before. She's the best. Can you ask her to come to my slumber party?
Why? Isn't that only for close friends?
Yeah, and she's one of us now. You should be happy.
Only I wasn't. I loved Annie, but I couldn't help feeling jealous of how perfect she was. And then one day, while I was having milkshakes with her at the mall, someone spooked me half to death.
Hey, Aria Banana, it was Owen.
He was the son of one of Mom's investors and my childhood crush. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? And look at that! You ruined my shirt.
Oh, let me fix that for you.
Annie quickly grabbed a can of club soda and dabbed at the stain. Within seconds, my shirt was all clean.
Wow, that was brilliant. I'm Owen.
She's Annie, and we're late.
Hey, wait, if you guys are free this weekend, would you want to come for a science exhibition?
Science on a Saturday? How boring. I'd rather stick a needle in my eye. You're such a nerd, Owen.
I'd love to come, great.
I'll text you the address.
As Annie and Owen exchanged numbers, I just stood there in shock. Owen had never been this friendly to me, and I'd known him for years. I'd even asked him out once, but he said I was too young, and he just wanted to be friends. But that weekend, after Annie came back from the exhibition, she told me that Owen had asked her out. What? That's not possible. He never dates girls younger than him. What did you do?
Nothing. We just have a lot in common and talked about science stuff.
I was so shocked at what Annie told me that I couldn't stop myself from running over to Owen's house. You said you don't date girls my age. Annie is 3 months younger than me.
I know I said that, but honestly, I was just politely rejecting you. We have nothing in common, and with Annie, I feel complete. She's special, and I think I'm in love.
You met her yesterday, you idiot. I wanted to punch Owen in the face, but I settled for kicking dirt and walking back home. It took me a while, but I somehow made peace with Owen and Annie dating. But slowly, Annie and I started drifting apart. She had no time for me and was always busy hanging out with Owen. You want to hang out tonight?
I can't. I have a date with Owen.
What about tomorrow?
Cheerleading practice. Maybe we can squeeze something in next week.
And the next week, she made another excuse, and I was left alone again. I turned to my friends for comfort, but they didn't want to hang out either. Not without Annie. I was furious at how quickly Annie had taken over my entire life. My friends, the boy I liked, everything. I was so mad I could scream. So I did. At my driver for driving too slow, at the gardener for cutting the grass too short. I even shouted at the teacher in class. Who the heck cares about an isosceles triangle? It's just a stupid triangle. I went straight to detention after that. I took a seat at the back when this girl spoke to me. You're Annie's bestie, right? I have a name. It's Aria.
Oh. Whoa, snappy. I was just saying that your best friend sucks. I hate her.
This girl was the first person I'd met who hated Annie, ever since she joined the school. We got talking, and soon I started hanging out with a new crowd. They liked to ditch school, cheat on tests, and sneak out late on school nights. But the best thing about them was that none of them was in love with Annie. After a long time, I was finally having a little bit of fun. But, as always, Annie had to poop on my parade.
You missed class. We had a really big quiz.
I don't care.
Well, you should, because you'll fail your classes if you don't show up for the test.
Why are you acting like you care? You've been ignoring me for the longest time now, so ignore a little more and stay away.
I'm sorry, I haven't been around much. Maybe we can hang out tomorrow. Owen and I are going to the museum. Maybe you could join us.
Maybe you shouldn't be such a big nerd and mind your own business. Annie didn't bother me after that, and I didn't mind either. I had a new set of friends, and I was happy. Then a week later, the school announced the annual parent-teacher meeting, and it was a disaster. My grades were at an all-time low, and Mom was furious. But I wasn't the only one suffering. Everyone had low grades in my group, and some of them were even failing.
I hate those stupid teachers. They think they can rule our lives with their dumb homework and grades.
My dad grounded me for a month for failing a boring class. He took away my Mercedes. What am I supposed to do? Walk everywhere?
Yeah, teachers suck.
I wish we could teach them a lesson.
Maybe we could.
How?
We can ruin their stupid teacher's lounge. We snuck into the school late the next evening, and we trashed the teacher's lounge. We spray painted the walls, poked the microwave and the TV, and we stuffed fish into the vents. We rushed out of there and ran straight into Annie.
Aria, what are you doing?
I could ask you the same thing.
I was studying at the library. What?
Just then, we spotted Mr. Stilson, the janitor, and I rushed past Annie without saying a word. And the next morning, I was sweating bricks when my friends approached me.
What are you gonna do about Annie?
What do you mean?
The principal is investigating the matter of the teacher's lounge. And if she says anything, we're dead meat.
She won't say anything. She loves me too much.
Okay, yeah. That explains why she went behind your back and stole the guy you liked.
I didn't want to think about it, but my friend was right. We could get expelled, and someone had to take the fall. So I made a decision. And later that day, I walked up to the principal's office. But to my surprise, Annie, my new friends, and the janitor, Mr. Stilson, were all there.
Mr. Stilson just told me how he saw you and your friends in the hallway after the teacher's lounge was vandalized.
I don't know what Mr. Stilson said to you, but my friends and I were there to study. In fact, I saw Annie come out of the teacher's lounge.
What?
She was the one who vandalized the teacher's lounge. I even saw her putting some of the paint cans in her locker. You can check if you don't believe me. The principal checked Annie's locker and found 2 cans of spray paint that I'd hidden there. Annie was expelled immediately. And after that day, she just never came to my place with her mom. I didn't expect her to. What I'd done was horrible. A few days later, I finally built up enough courage to apologize.
How could you do this to me?
I'm sorry, but I had no choice. I would have been expelled. It would have gone on my permanent record. I couldn't let that happen. I am supposed to take over my mom's company one day.
But I lost everything.
Not really. You didn't have much to begin with. And honestly, you weren't even supposed to be at that school. You land on your feet. You don't need a college degree to be a maid. Annie slapped me, then slammed the door in my face. The next morning, her mother quit, and they left. I tried to reach out to Annie, but she ignored my calls. Couldn't blame her. I hated myself for the things I'd said. Things weren't the same after Annie left. My new friends ditched me soon, and all the other kids resented me for getting Annie kicked out of school. When I went off to college, I tried to make new friends, but they were either really shallow or just wanted to use me for my money. I felt so lonely, so I focused all of my attention on my job at my mom's company. But on the day of my mom's retirement party, she called me into her office.
I've decided not to name you CEO of my company.
What? But I've been working so hard. You promised that I would take over once you retired.
I did. And I appreciate your hard work too. But this business is all about making relationships, and you're not good at that.
I'm not? You have to give me a chance.
Honey, there are no second chances in business, and you're really not cut out for it.
And now she was telling me that after all the time I wasted in making Mom happy, I felt betrayed and lost. Now I know how it feels when someone you trust stabs you in the back. This is exactly what I did to Annie. And if I had to start over in life, it had to be by apologizing to her. I looked Annie up online and learned that she had married Owen and moved to California to become a celebrity chef. She owned one of the most popular restaurants in Hollywood. I paid a fortune to rent out the restaurant for an entire night and ordered Annie's most famous dish. After I was done, I made a special request to thank the chef. When Annie came out, I took one look at her and started crying.
Arya? Is that you?
Annie, I know you probably hate me, and you should, but I have to say this. Your friendship was the most valuable thing I had, and I threw it away. Please, please forgive me. I wish I could turn back time, but I can't.
Hey, listen. I'm not holding on to any grudges. Whatever happened is in the past now. I was really angry for a while, but I've moved on. And so should you.
With that, she took me home and made me meet her young daughter. And on that day, I vowed to be better. A better friend, a better person, a better version of me.